Hello Cancer, I am Poetic Heretic, and this is your July 2017 Tarot Forecast. Do remember you can use these videos for your Sun, Rising, and Moon signs. So let us begin. We would like a Celtic Cross forecast for the sign of Cancer for the month of July 2017. Let's see what the cards have in store. What do the cards have in store for the sign of Cancer for July 2017? They are locked and ready. Your outside influences are the Hanged Man, the Challenge, the Two of Wands, the underlying energy, the Knight of Pentacles, the past, the High Priestess, what you hope to achieve, the Knight of Cups. Look at those double knights reflecting each other. That's some interesting energy. The near future, the Page of Cups, your attitude or position, the Page of Pentacles. Wow, you guys, that's very interesting. The Knight and the Page of Cups, and the Knight and the Page of Pentacles. What does this mean? Well, we shall get into it. The outside force coming in, the Ace of Swords reversed. Hopes or fears, the Two of Cups. And the outcome, the Knight of Swords. Wow, you guys, look at all of your court cards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 court cards in this spread. Literally half the spread is made up of court cards. So you might have a lot of people around you involved in your life this month. That tends to be what that is an indicator of. So you can look forward to that. So, an interesting energy mix regardless. To begin, we have the Hanged Man. This represents your current outside influences right around the beginning of the month. And the Hanged Man, we have the idea of stamina, endurance, willpower, a time of looking within, meditation, contemplation, psychological insight, understanding one's drives and motivations, confronting the unseen, all of that sort of stuff, as well as the idea of perhaps beginning a new cycle, maybe a new journey into something, I almost want to say dark, but not necessarily that, but something very spiritual, because the Hanged Man is ruled by Scorpio, the sign of life and death, the sign of death and rebirth, all of that plutonic energy, the hell realms, the subconscious mind, confronting one's fears and stuff like that. And so it has that tie-in. However, it's also a 12, and so it has Piscean energy, dreams, illusions, the imagination, and stuff like that, and also like the conclusion of a cycle and then the beginning of a new one. So you could be seeing that sort of energy right at the beginning of your month, and it's like things around you are influencing you more or less to that sort of inner experience and looking at what is unseen and confronting the dark side and stuff like that. But usually, in my interpretation anyway, it's almost always a positive thing, at least when this card is upright. When it's reversed, it gets a little uncertain, but when it's upright, in my opinion, the Hanged Man is actually a very positive card most of the time. For the challenge, you have the Two of Wands. So this is essentially talking about the beginnings of a new project. Success in two or more areas, investment in two or more areas, initiation. What else could we say about the Two of Wands? Like, not only initiation, but inspiration and conception and like moving beyond the planning stages as well. All of that sort of initial progress in doing something that you want to do. However, this is the challenge card, so it's saying that this month that will be the challenge for you, is to get things moving, get the new idea and get moving with it. And so it's interesting because it's crossing over the Hanged Man, so it's almost like it's saying you've completed one cycle and now it's time to begin a new cycle. But it looks like the new cycle is intrinsically tied to the previous one, which is why we have the Hanged Man here. So keep that in mind. For the underlying energy, you have the Knight of Pentacles. This represents everything forming the foundation of your current situation. And this is very good. This is the energy of moving towards success, routine work, schedules, staying on track, staying focused, continuing to do the hard work, having integrity, having intelligence, having a realistic, no-nonsense, down-to-earth kind of attitude. And this is like, again, everything forming the foundation. So everything like immediately around you is conducive to your success and hard work at this time. So that is a very positive thing indeed. For the past and issues you've had to deal with, you have the High Priestess. So a very interesting card to fall in this position. It's quite possible that many of you have had difficulty in listening to your intuition or your emotions, have had difficulty in exploring your inner world, and that's why now, at the start of the month, you've got the Hanged Man, saying it's kind of time for you to explore your inner world. This can be not paying enough attention to your emotions, not paying enough attention to your more feminine or receptive side. This can also, when we're interpreting it as issues you've had to deal with, talk about issues of energy, of not having enough energy, a sort of exhaustion. And it can even be a card of psychic attack. In other words, vampirism, being preyed on energetically by other people. Whether you're aware of that, like if it's a direct sort of scenario or an indirect scenario. So whether you're aware of it or not, that might have been the case if you've been feeling your energy levels have been low recently and you suspect that there might be a vampire among you, a psychic vampire or whatever, then I highly advise exercising caution and also to try to separate yourself from that negative influence by, well, there are a number of things you can do. You can visualize a cord between yourself and the other person and cutting the cord. You can become more sure of yourself and assert your sovereignty as an individual and your right to be who and what you are, and assert that you are in charge of your destiny, not anyone else, and do what you can to remove that sort of toxic influence. Now the good news is I'm not even seeing anything really bad in this spread. I'll just say that as a juxtaposition to this. But I'm just saying, just in case for those of you who might be dealing with this at the moment, just so you know, that might be something you want to watch out for. And even these explorations with the Hanged Man, the inner psychological insight and stuff like that, may just be the remedy or whatever that you need to any issues that you've dealt with back here. For what you hope to achieve, you have the Knight of Cups. Well, this card is often the energy of a forthcoming romance, a romantic individual. So a lot of you might be looking for a new romantic relationship this month. If that's not what you're looking for, well, the Knight of Cups is emotional introversion. He is creativity. He is poetic and charming and idealistic and adventurous and imaginative and stuff like that. So for those of you who aren't looking for a relationship this month or a new romantic relationship, this energy of creativity might be really what you're focusing upon. And also, with what we've seen down here already, perhaps getting in touch with your emotions some more. So that's what we're seeing right there. And then that goes right along with the next card for the near future, the Page of Cups, who also talks about the idea of romance and idealism and creativity and the imagination. But the Knight of Cups is the mature energy. The Page of Cups is the immature or very young, fresh, new energy when we're dealing with the court cards of the cups. So here it's more of the spontaneity, an inspiration of creativity. Can also be even an indicator of a messenger or synchronicity, like synchronistic happenings, and very spiritual energy too for both the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. So it's very significant. I would say, especially also with this Two of Cups coming up, that the majority of you really, really, really have the strong probability of like a new romance coming to you this month. Or if you're already in a relationship, then like a reinvigorating of that relationship or something like that. I mean, this is hardcore indicating that. And if you're familiar with my readings, you know that I would not say that unless it was actually the case and what the cards are telling me. I do not tell people just what they want to hear. I say what the cards are saying to me as best I can. So that is my message to you. For your attitude or position on the situation, about halfway through the month, you have the Page of Pentacles. So this is having you feeling excited for a new manifestation. You're in a state of like already the manifestation has happened, what you want has happened, and you're really excited about it, and or you believe that something is coming that you are really excited about and can hardly wait for it to manifest. Now this is Pentacles, and so we're back to the idea of money and hard work and stuff like that, kind of similar to the Knight of Pentacles. And so again, we could have possibly a new job or new career opportunity or new investment, something like that, that you're excited about, new financial ventures, and also again the idea of hard work and dealing with things in the physical, down-to-earth kind of realm. So, from the Knight of Pentacles to the Page of Pentacles, and from the Knight of Cups to the Page of Cups, you've got some strong earth and water energy in this spread. And I guess I should also mention, with all the court cards here, well, to kind of try to go over it briefly, the Knight of Cups could represent an adult male water sign, the Knight of Pentacles, an adult male earth sign. The Page of Cups, a young water sign, the Page of Pentacles, a young earth sign, and the Knight of Swords that's coming up here would be an adult male air sign. So all kinds of possibilities to keep in mind. Again, it could be one or all or none of those. It could be any combination of those, with this being a general reading especially. But these different people could show up in your life. And fortunately, none of them fell in any kind of a challenging position. So whoever they are more or less being helpful to you as far as we can tell here. For the outside force coming in, you have the Ace of Swords reversed. So this is something coming at you, and this is probably, other than maybe some of the stuff we saw with the High Priestess, the only other card in this spread that has any negative possibilities. This whole spread is extremely positive, and this is one of the only negative things I'm seeing. When the Ace of Swords is reversed, it talks about not seeing clearly. It talks about making bad decisions, making bad judgments, being indecisive. It can talk about irrationality, not seeing clearly, again, excess subjectivity, thinking too much with emotion and not enough with logic. But remember, this is something coming at you, so it could be a situation that is very confusing to you, that kind of blocks your clarity. This could even be another person who is confusing to you or blocks your clarity, or that you're not sure about, or some new beginning or new opportunity that comes your way, and you're like, oh, is this my lover approaching, or whatever it is that I want, or is this some kind of deception or something like that? And so I guess the inconvenient part of it here is that is what I'm seeing, that despite all these other exciting new beginnings, there may be one new beginning that is not so good for you, and that you want to watch out for, and don't get caught up in the illusion of that, but instead stay on track, as we saw with the Two of Wands here, with getting the new thing that you want or that you're working on really moving and putting it into action. Wands are fire, and that's referring to action, the will, action. For your hopes or fears, you have the Two of Cups. And so again, we have this super strong indicator of a new romantic relationship for many of you, because that's what this card talks about. So you're hoping for that, hoping for a deep connection with another person, love, of course, could even be an indicator of marriage for those of you who have been in a relationship for some time. And then I would also say, in the non-romantic area of things, that similar to the Knight of Cups and Page of Cups, this could be a new creative endeavor, something that you care deeply about, that you are involved in, and you're hoping for harmony with that. You're hoping that it turns out well. And it's probably linked to whatever this was back here with the Two of Wands, because we've got two twos. Actually, we've got three twos. We've got three twos in this spread. But these two are probably more connected than it was with the High Priestess. At least that is my intuitive interpretation, although it could be linked to the High Priestess thing, or the High Priestess situation, or whatever. You know, normally this card, at least in my mind, tends to be a very positive one. It's just that in this spread it fell in the issues you've had to deal with section, and so we kind of almost have to interpret it negatively. But yes, this could be related to this new project that you've got moving on, or that you've got going. this could be something that you care very deeply about. It could even be both cases, that these both even refer to another person, a new relationship, and you're very excited about that. And maybe by extension, if we want to include the High Priestess in this interpretation as well, maybe you have dealt with some difficult relationship issues in the past, some difficulties with another person, and now you're ready to begin again, and you're hoping that it really works out this time. So how does it all turn out? Well, a very interesting card for the outcome, the Knight of Swords. So instead of something calm and serene where you're like getting to enjoy being with your new lover or whatever, we have something that's very positive but much more intense than that. The Knight of Swords, we have this idea of more excitement and of scientific analysis and seeing clearly and all that left brain analytical kind of thinking, and using that a lot, being very involved in the technical and precise details of things. So this could be a continuation of a busy and exciting time, but this isn't really, at least in my interpretation, to my knowledge, a card of romance. This is a card of the intellect. It's the Knight of Swords, that's air, that's the intellect. So it's a lot of intellectual activity going on around the end of the month. But that's not to say that, your creative endeavors and or your lover is not involved. Chances are they are. And this is just the energy that is most active at the end of the month. But yes, a lot of scientific skill and or just brilliance and intelligence being used, exercising your brilliance, exercising your intelligence, being very much adept at what you're doing, on your game, and being able to see clearly and cut through illusions and pierce through the lies and into the truth and see the truth, see things as they are, see very clearly. So maybe not quite the card you were expecting for the outcome, but still a very positive outcome indeed. So that's about it, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a great month indeed, as it really looks like you will. And if it's your birthday this month, then it looks like you're going to have a very happy birthday with all of these exciting new beginnings going on. So you have all of that to look forward to, and the only thing you really have to watch out for are maybe some energy drainers from the past or something like that. But that's largely in the past anyway. And maybe something coming at you that you think is a good new beginning. But if something doesn't seem right about it, then remember it might be that one scenario with the Ace of Swords reversed here that is not quite the right new beginning. But is it going to throw you off? Well, apparently not, with the Knight of Swords being the outcome. You are seeing clearly regardless. So, this has been a tarot forecast for the sign of Cancer for the month of July 2017 from Poetic Heretic. Don't forget to rate, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And thanks for watching.